Good morning. I am Juanita McDonald with Rediscover Me Executive Consultant, and guess what? I am in the studios with JHaleem, and I am so excited to be here.
What's going on, y'all? It's your boy JHaleem, and we back for another session in the studio. And look who I got with me. Miss Juanita McDonald. How you doing?
I am
Oh
wonderful.
my God, I'm so glad I got you here. Listen, y'all, this young lady here is doing some transformational things with women in our community. I'm sure, y'all got to get a hold of her right now, because the next couple of years she's probably going to be going all over the world with this thing. But she has an amazing company called Rediscovering Me. I'm not going to tell you about it. She looks better talking about it, and she knows more about it than I do. But of course, she's in the studio, and I only had exclusive entrepreneurs in the city here in the studio with me. So welcome, Miss Juanita. Thank you so much for giving me some time with you. No problem. It's self-explanatory. We met.
Yes.
Working with Patrick. Everybody knows Patrick Patterson around here in the city. He's doing a lot of things, and so you have good individuals,
connections,
good connections. And I found out because she's so humble, and she wouldn't talk about her business much. She's just more so, I'm at the task at hand. But when we finally got a chance to talk on our own, she was telling me about this amazing business. So I'm like, I gotta get her in the studio. So please tell everybody a little bit about yourself and what it is that you do.
Great. I'm Juanita McDonald, as I just stated, and my organization is called Rediscover Me, and Rediscover Me is designed for women of age. And what we do is we help tap into this thing that is focused on mental allegories. And mental allegories is the blockage of the mind. And what that is whatever pain that occurred in your life during some traumatic state, your mind stops there.
Wow.
And for women, what that blockage does is it hinders us from moving forward. We are so strong at being the wife. We're so strong at being the mother and caring for other people and doing things that's going to elevate them. But what we fail to do is to elevate ourselves, lift ourselves up. And so what Rediscover Me does is we engage with those individuals and help them to be selfish. That's the key word. You have permission with Rediscover Me to be selfish, and we teach you how to recap back into those visions and dreams that you once had.
Oh man, be selfish. Listen, what would we be if all the women in the world decided to be selfish? We would probably be stuck somewhere in the Stone Ages at this point. But we're thankful for you guys making that sacrifice. Yes. So what happened to you? You don't have to go into detail, but at what point did you decide that you needed to rediscover you?
Oh, I love telling my story. I love telling my story because what I found is that during the mortgage crash, I was a mortgage originator for about 10 years. Loved the industry, doing very well. Had the house, the car, that dream that we all search for. Yeah. And as you know, 2010, it crashed. Yeah. I lost everything. Now, the whole entire time through that process, I was so busy helping others, making certain my children were getting their degrees, doing the things they needed to do, and only doing just enough to keep my license. And so in the midst of that, I lost everything. Yeah. I lost the house, the car, and myself. Yeah. I lost myself. And so in trying to get myself back up, I started trying to look at what caused that. Yeah. And so when I broke all of that down, it all fell back to I failed myself.
I understand.
I failed myself in trying to elevate others, that I took the eye off of myself. Yeah. And so in rebuilding, I looked at the biggest thing was I never completed college. Okay. I did, and so there's more to that, which would be very long, but long story short, I went back to school and started breaking it down. And as I was in school, I was given an assignment which required me to write a mini paragraph about who I am. And can you believe I couldn't do it?
Wow.
And so I had to go and ask my children and ask friends, what do you think about me? Am I, what have I done in your life?
That's real good.
And that's a sad thing.
Wow.
It's a sad thing when you don't know who you are. And so I had to actually, my essay was basically based off of other people's opinion. And that was like a major slap in the face. And that's what triggered Rediscover Me.
Yeah.
Because I had to find out, who am I? And how did I get here? And why am I at this point in my life?
Wow. Well, this is for men too. This could be...
I get that all the time. I get that all the time.
I mean, that's a human situation. I mean, there's a lot of people dealing with that. Even especially you mentioned the crash.
Yes.
2010, 2008 to about 10, 11 was rough for a lot of people.
Right.
A lot of people doing very, very well, and just in a blink of an eye, things went away. So I'm sure that you had some peers that you were able to mentor. You're able to mentor now.
Yes.
So how have you been able to help some of your peers that's probably went through the same thing?
When this vision, it was my vision, my little aha moment from God started manifesting, I really ran from it. But
that's normal.
I know. And what I found was so many other women, college classmates, who knew my story, who knew the situation, they kept coming to me, and one would say, I'm going through a divorce, or I've been through a divorce.
Yeah.
And this is, and I don't understand why.
Yeah.
Remember, your mind stops at the last pain. The children have transitioned from the house. The mom is so used to caring, loving, nurturing, and building up, but then when that has been detached from you, who are you? And so, like I say before, every time I tried to stay away from it, it kept being pushed on me, or I would be asked to speak at an event or talk to someone else and help them to get unstuck. Yeah. And that's what forced it.
You just mentioned about speaking at events. We just participated in the same event, and you definitely did an amazing job. So what is the game plan for continuously pushing Rediscover Me out? Is it doing the workshops? I know can we expect your own workshop soon?
Yes. We have an event that's scheduled. I'm looking for my location now, and it's scheduled for August 19th. Okay. And it's called A Seat at the Table. The very first tester was in May in Alabama. Okay. And it was very phenomenal.
I told y'all. You're not going to be local for long. I told y'all that. Hey, it is.
And so I am doing one here in August, and I've been invited back to Alabama to do 2 workshops, the same workshop back. So.
Listen, I told you I get exclusive people in here. I don't just call anybody to come into the studio. I mean, look, it has to touch me. That's what I said. It's literally something that can go for men as well. But get the women in order first.
Right. But now let's not point out, Jamar is the only male to actually have first-hand insight to a workshop. So tell us about how you were affected.
I'll be interviewed. I was nervous. The women kept looking at me, what are you doing here? What is he doing here? Can I be vulnerable in front of him? But then everybody just, kind of forgot about it. And I was just explaining before you got here. I said, wow, man, them women were like, it's all tears and everything like that. But I just saw the impact. And it wasn't like it was like an hour. You were there for about 15, 25 minutes, something like that, tops. But just in that little bit of time, it wasn't a dry eye in the room. Everybody was sitting there like, they had an aha moment of their own.
Yes.
And even you had somebody like Tina who was there, who already does these type of things, and she motivates and she coach women and everything like that. You broke her down. So, it was I was like, okay, wow, this is something powerful. And immediately again, you got a phone call from me like, hey, how could you come into the studio? Because this is powerful, and my people need to see this. Need to hear this. So I said it'd be a good idea for us to collaborate and do something like this. Listen, the respect is here. I saw firsthand. Of course, I was nervous because after you left, it got even more deep and deep and deep, and I'm still the only guy.
That's an honor.
Oh my God, yes, I felt good, but at the same time, I'm like, wow. They kept looking like, okay, what is he doing? He's been here for a little while, but he hasn't left yet. But you know, thank you so much for giving my audience and me,
yes.
a little bit of your time. Let everybody know how they can contact you.
Yes, you can reach me at rediscoverme09@gmail.com. That's the email. I'm also connected to all social medias: Facebook, Instagram, Periscope. You can also go on my website at www.rediscoverme.org. And you can also connect there. There's blogs, there's events, there's a lot of things that I'm preparing now. Well, another thing that I am doing, I'm having pop-up interviews with other phenomenal women in the community that are doing things. And this is also designed just like what you're doing, giving women that other insight, because we have a tendency of thinking that we're dealing with this by ourselves.
Yeah.
And we need help, but don't know how to ask for help. So I want to bring more individuals in who can help us to cross that barrier.
Yeah. Well, whatever we can do here, we definitely want to be of a help. And you know how I told you, this is exclusivity. It's another episode here of In the Studio with your boy JHaleem. I'm gonna see y'all next time. Juanita McDonald.
Thank you so much for having me.
See y'all. Peace.